What's going on, Jerome's? So even though the Minnesota Vikings broke everyone's hats and the inevitable happened where the Vikings tried to give the game away, look, if you try to salt away a 3-point lead in the first half, it comes back and bites you. Even against Cooper friggin' Rush, not that we're still bitter about it, whatever, but we're still taking a look around the NFC North division, seeing what's up. And the Vikings, we've already talked about the Vikings are still firmly in the wild card race, but can they get back into the derby in the NFC North? Maybe. All right, so the Greasy, Grimy Green Bay Packers allegedly, somehow, some way, moved to 7-1 again. Allegedly, a 24-21 win out in the desert against Arizona. Which, ADS, like, how effing lucky can a team be? Where you look at the Packers' schedule, they get good teams with injuries at bad times, blah blah blah, and they just like pick through. Like, you can't point to a single game where the Packers are just dominant, right? So the Packers are the best bad team in the league, probably, even though the Vikings could certainly take up that mantle too. But yeah, even though the Packers didn't have Devontae Adams, they didn't have their DC, just the fact that they go in there and Arizona shot themselves. And by the way, AJ Green, the corpse of AJ friggin' Green, just quitting, retiring, just saying deuces right in the middle of a play. For shame. I mean, come on, man. Like, the fact that Kyler had his Heisman, his MVP moment right there, a big-time game-winning touchdown yet again, up there with the Hail Mary. He's like, oh, Kyler does it again. Oh, by the way, the Cardinals didn't have Nuke throughout most of the game, too, because they had a hamstring injury. Trust me, I know, because of fantasy football, but, God, just absolute luck boxes. It's ridiculous. Then the Vikings, you have no one to blame except for yourselves. And I'm frankly surprised that Mike Zimmer is still in charge of the Vikings. I'm surprised that he is still in leadership there, because the Vikings, they do have a fighting chance. They're currently the 8th seed. I think they could get back into this thing, even though they have a daunting schedule coming up. The back end of the schedule is laden with division games as well as a lot of home games. So, I mean, they could. I mean, even though they have 4 of their next 5 games on the road, and the home game is the Greasy, Grimy Green Bay Packers, I don't know. Like, do I think that Zimmer will be head coach by Thanksgiving? No. So why delay the inevitable? I don't know. But that Dallas game, super frustrating, especially after the opening drive. Come down, score a touchdown, everything looks great, and then you lose to Cooper frickin' Rush. 75-yard touchdown drive by Cooper Rush to beat you. Just, there's so many mistakes. We could go on. We have on this channel, whatever. The Bears at 3-5, losing at home 33-22 against the Niners. This was a quasi-tough game to watch. Like, it was not that great. Oh, by the way, the Vikings winning percentage 429, Hall of Fame. Like, Ted Williams looks at that percentage is like, I got to get me some of that, so suck it. But the Bears at 3-5, that was a tough game to watch. Like, that game set football back 30 years. Like, Zimmer watched that game and was like, yeah. But Justin Fields, like I said, I like Justin Fields. I think that he will be a keeper, but will the Bears be able to put any talent around him? And Fields is not dissimilar from Kirk Cousins. He's a type of quarterback who needs a good offensive line. Now, obviously, stylistically, they're way different, but yeah, Fields needs a good offensive line in front of him. He needs weapons, and he needs a play caller that will go to his strengths. I actually think that Chris Tabor, as head coach, filling in for Matt Nagy, and Bill Lazor calling plays, I think they did a good job, even though they got the L. And the Niners aren't good. They aren't. And I know I'm digging my own grave as the Vikings play the Niners in a month, but yeah, I don't know if Kyle Shanahan's long for that job, man, but whatever. Lions 0-8, where I think that the Vikings basically just stole the Lions' heart. The Lions, tough loss against the Ravens when they should have beat the Ravens. They should have easily beat the Vikings, too. Again, props to Dan Campbell for going 2 at the end of the game. But I think that's just snatched away because the last 2 games they've been blown out. And this team could be good eventually. They just need a lot more talent. Jared Goff is obviously not the answer. I do like Dan Campbell a lot. I do like Brad Holmes a lot, but we'll see in Detroit. And looking ahead on the schedule, so the Packers, of course the Packers go to Arrowhead the year that Kansas City is completely diminished. I mean, they barely survived at home against the Giants and Daniel Jones. So it pisses me off. I was like, oh, but they made a big trade. Cool. They brought in the corpse of Melvin Ingram. God, Melvin Ingram was a free agent all off season, and the Chiefs used to play him twice a year, and they still didn't pick him up, even though they were signing and trading for everyone. But they were like, whatever. And then they get Seattle, probably without Russ, even though he just had that pin out of his thumb removed. Graphic, by the way. I can handle all the blood and guts in the world, but there's just something about instruments that go into bones. I don't know. And then week 11, welcome to Thunderdome, bitch. US Bank Stadium. Gonna send a message. You can throw the records out. I don't even care if Zimmer's there, not there, whatever there. Just whoop the Packers' ass, right? Just do whatever. Vikings at Baltimore. Gonna be a tough one. We get to see Rashad Bateman off of IR. Of course, Lamar Jackson is a problem. And yeah, the Ravens are always good. I respect the hell out of John Harbaugh. He's easily the best head coach in his family. And then the Vikings are at the Chargers. Battle of the Justins. Super Bowl preview. I'm trying to stay optimistic, man, but it is really tough. This team is beating it out of me. And then you got the Vikings week 11. Bring it on. Or the Packers week 11. Bring it. Then the Bears at Pittsburgh. I mean, the Steelers just stole a win against the Browns. It's whatever. And then the Bears have the bye, and then they get Baltimore at home. Lions, at least they can't lose this week. Great. Then they're at Pittsburgh as well as at Cleveland. So I think that they'll go to 0-10, which you feel bad for Lions fans. Like, even though they're in our division, I've said this before, like, I don't really consider them a rival, and you just feel bad. You feel bad. I complain and bitch and moan about how the Vikings, they set expectations up here, then come crashing down, and almost you'd rather be bad. But then I look at the Lions, and better not. But that's it. That is the update of the NFC North standings. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Pay that man his money. Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.